A view from the Satsang trenches. Questioner.
I had been reading stuff like Krishnamurti for many years. Everything he said rang true, but I didn't know what the hell he was talking about, if you know what I mean.
I had the same experience. I really liked Krishnamurti at one point, back in the 1980s. He was still alive, and I was able to hear him talk. I had been interested in theosophy and things like that. I was attracted to colorful and romantic spiritual stuff, like mysterious yogas in inaccessible Himalayan caves and such. It was great fun for a teenage boy. Krishnamurti said that was all useless. You needed to inquire into truth for yourself. That hit home, and I lost interest in those other things. But real understanding eluded me. Other than that, no real lights went on.
From there I went on and read other things, some Zen, some Buddhist, some philosophy.
Ditto. I read the Sutra of the Sixth Patriarch, which is the story and teachings of one of the founders of Chan Buddhism in China. I really enjoyed it, but didn't really understand what he was pointing to.
I stumbled onto Satsang about 2 years ago. This is rung the truest, but still there has been something unclear, unfinished, unsatisfied. I have had many cool experiences in Satsang, including that clear, spacious awareness. But still, there has not been that knowledge of my true nature that is unshakable.
Contemporary satsangs had a lot of clarity and promote a sense of peace, but for most people, at least from what I have seen, the experience does not last. They are slipping into states almost by accident, but the understanding is not communicated in a decisive and clear way. In other words, there is an element of doubt or lack of knowledge. The roots of ignorance are not fully exposed, and you keep cycling back into old patterns. I had the same experience for years, until I met Bob Adamson. What he was presenting was at a different level than what is usually happening at a contemporary satsang. What he was sharing was more direct and concentrated. It didn't get into the spiritual paraphernalia, like trying to be spiritual, be quiet, meditate, or anything like that. Plus, it was coming from a living tradition in a very direct manner, straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
When I read your articles, they make me feel spacey and big, and I find myself feeling yes to the words instead of the usual yes, but no internal fight is going on.
When you come across something clear and obvious, it tends to undercut the mind and the old views in a very direct way. It is not a practice of being still or trying to assimilate someone else's experience. It is the direct looking for yourself as to what is true within you now. Meeting a teacher with a living understanding of all this can be immensely helpful because he or she can help you avoid the irrelevant issues. With a good teacher, the emphasis is never on the teacher, as such, but on the revelation of your true nature. Even refined attitudes and practices of spiritual seekers are often based on subtle ideas of being a separate, albeit a more spiritual person. So the fundamental issues go uninvestigated. However, it is all part of the growth and the unfolding. You seek out the best teaching that you can find and stick with it till you experience what it has to offer. Then you move on, like we all do. If you are lucky enough to come across a Nisargadatta Maharaj or a Bob Adamson, the buck stops here, because you are finally encouraged to take things right to the roots. It is a notable shift of focus. You sense the difference in your own experience of clarity and freedom. It comes swiftly and directly, because all the veils are removed. There is simply a direct pointing to that which is clear, radiant, and present in your actual experience. The idea of separation is clearly exposed as a false, unexamined, till now, assumption. The seemingly separate person is fully exposed and the roots of bondage are cut decisively. For someone serious about freedom, this is the ultimate medicine, as Nisargadatta Maharaj called it.
Maybe I am just worn down and I am giving up the search for the Big Bang that I have grown to expect from reading so many awakening stories. Still, I would like to have that unshakable knowing.
Even searching for awakening becomes another adornment of the separate seeker hoping to attain oneness. There is no future awakening event, attainment, or experience. Consider this deeply. Simply look into what you are right now and see what is present. If you get into the "when will I attain it" type of thinking, Just notice that that is a passing thought appearing in the living light of your awareness. That awareness is with you right now. It is not apart from you. You do not need to seek it, because you are it. See that whatever comes up, you stand always as that awareness. There is no meditation or path, or satsang or reading needed. If such things are legitimate, they only point to what is present right now. So all you have to do is look for yourself and see. You can do that right now. It is key to see that understanding alone is needed. Everything else is preparation to bring you to the point of looking for yourself. There is no substitute for your own direct seeing. The teacher repeatedly points you in the direction of your ever-present awareness until you see it. What the best teachers are pointing to as, that is your actual being awareness. You never gain or lose it. It is innate. At some point you just start to notice it. The old habits may kick in for a while, but this approach does a really good job of exposing them, and they simply fall away of their own accord, and the truth that you see just shines all the more clearly. Then you see that this is what you are and always have been. It is not a month or year-long practice at all. It depends more upon your interest and earnestness and the clarity of the pointing. At least that is my view of it.
Any additional advice you may have would be most welcome.
If you are responding to this, then you are ripe and ready, so just follow your heart and your own deeper wisdom, and everything will unfold as it is meant to do for you. You need not have any doubts about this.